You know what it is with January, man? This month could be the month where personally I don't think I've experienced or seen in front of my eyes so much drama with the biggest clubs in football. Personally, I can't remember the last time I woke up every morning or every other morning seeing big news, headlines, breaking news, people screaming, people cry, all sorts of things, man. All sorts of things. 2026 football. What a time. We first got the appetizer. Beginning of the month, New Year's Day, Enzo Maresca getting sacked or him leaving Chelsea. We then got the main course in Ruben Amorim getting sacked by Manchester United. And today, the cherry on the cake, the dessert, the waiter comes. Dessert, cheesecake, cake, cupcakes, whatever you want, man. Xabi Alonso has left Real Madrid. Absolutely insane, man. Boy, where the hell do I even begin with this one? Were we surprised? Let's be honest. People watching this, Madrid fans, Barca fans, any fans of football, were we surprised by Xabi Alonso leaving? I don't think so. Personally, I'm not surprised. The only thing I'm surprised about is that it's happening now, or it happened today, that it happened this morning. That's what I'm surprised about. I woke up this morning, bro, I was ready to go to work. I opened my phone. Xabi Alonso, we'll see you later. Bye-bye. Comunicado oficial by Madrid. I'm like, what? What? I couldn't believe it. Damn, Real Madrid, guys. Real Madrid are in a dark place. And we'll break it down now. We'll break it down because there is a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about with the trajectory of Real Madrid over the last, year or two. They just appointed Arbeloa as Xabi Alonso's successor after he's left the club. So there's a lot to break down. I think we should go back to Ancelotti. We should start off with Ancelotti because I think we saw the early signs of why Xabi Alonso left from then on. We saw the early signs. Ancelotti, one of the best managers of his generation. He's obviously been so successful at Real Madrid. He was so famous for the Champions League wins, inheriting or building a squad with top-class, world-class players in every single position. You guys know who Ancelotti is. He is known to be one of the greatest managers of our generation. We've seen it at so many different clubs. Milan, Real Madrid, etc. The list goes on. Ancelotti, top guy. In his last season, though, the season after he won the Champions League, the season after, Jude Bellingham came, had that top season, the season after the Euros, Mbappe joins Real Madrid, and from then on, that's when things really hit the fan. Because everyone assumed Mbappe joining a club, and I'm not going to make this video fully about Kylian Mbappe, by the way. There's a lot to talk about. I'm just talking about timeline-wise. Mbappe joins a club that had won everything, right? They had won the Champions League, they won La Liga. He was expected to add to that. So the minimum requirement for Mbappe to join Ancelotti's team was to win trophies. That season, Real Madrid go trophyless. They get swept by Barca. Come on. They get swept by Barca in all 4 or 5 games that season. They get knocked out by Arsenal in the Champions League in an embarrassing way. They get knocked out in every single competition by a pretty embarrassing way. And the football being played was absolutely atrocious. And I think it's because Ancelotti lost the dressing room and he lost some sort of identity within Real Madrid. And last summer, the summer that just went by, Ancelotti gets sacked and Real Madrid appoint Xabi Alonso from Leverkusen to restore the balance, to restore the identity. He's a tactician, he's a Basque manager. Basque managers, as we know, Arteta, Iraola, Emery, all these guys are top managers tactically. So he was expected to come in, restore balance. We obviously saw what he did at Leverkusen, remarkable season where they went undefeated. The football being played was awesome, guys. Genuinely, that Leverkusen side might be one of my favorite sides to watch. Every single week, I never really tuned into Leverkusen games in the Bundesliga. Every single week, I would be watching that game. Bro, I have a Leverkusen jersey with Jack on the back because of how much I love that side. That side is remarkable. And they will go down in history because of what he did. So he was expected to come in and restore balance. And when I saw Xabi Alonso appointed as Real Madrid manager on the news, I'm like, damn, they got one of the good guys. This could be serious because now he's coming in to side. Mbappe's hungry. Vinny expected to bounce back. Bellingham expected to bounce back after the poor season. There is a lot to be revealed. There's a lot to be anticipated with the squad and with Xabi Alonso coming back. And Xabi Alonso said when he came in, he's like, look, I have a lot of promises. I'm going to make Real Madrid, back to the very best. I'm going to restore identity. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that with the academy players, etc. You guys have heard his press conferences. But guys, he's never really kicked off. He is never really kicked off. I mean, we saw glimpses of what he was trying to do at the Club World Cup. And I'm pretty sure that, there was a couple times where he came out into the public or the presser and he said like, look, in training, I want to implement this. I want to implement that. high intensity training. I want players to train for 6 hours. Similar to what he was doing at Leverkusen. He wanted to do the same at Real Madrid. But the difference between that Leverkusen side and the Madrid side is that he built that Leverkusen side with the youngsters, promising youngsters, hungry youngsters that were willing to work and fight for the manager. Key words there, guys. But now with Real Madrid, he is dealing with big egos. Vinny, Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, all sorts of egos in and around the team. They lost a key player in Toni Kroos a couple of years ago. He's also trying to restore the balance with that midfield absence. There is so much work that he has to do. And unfortunately, he's never really got around to that. There has not been one time this season where he's been convincing in terms of actually handling and controlling the dressing room. Never have I seen, over a large stretch of games, Xabi Alonso being able to handle Mbappe, being able to handle Vinny without some sort of crash up from the both of them, or Vinny especially in recent games. I haven't been able to see that for a consecutive amount of games. And sooner or later, you can kind of see the tensions rising between him, the players, him with the results, Madrid with the results, the club, etc. There is a whole pyramid of just pure tension building up at Real Madrid. And from then on, really, the writing was on the wall. The narrative started to really speak its truth because Xabi Alonso has left Real Madrid, and according to reports, it's because he has lost the dressing room power and he feels disrespected by the players. The players have not been listening to him over the last, couple weeks or months or whatever, and he has kind of lost that respect that he deserved. And guys, with any manager, especially a player like Xabi Alonso, who's achieved so much in his career, and let's just call it what it is, guys. Xabi Alonso is a good person. He is a great person. If you actually hear him speak in press conferences, if you hear him speak about other players, if you hear him speak about other clubs, he is a really nice person. So for him to walk into Real Madrid last night or whenever the whole decision happened, for him to walk in and say, I want to leave because of this and this, because of the players, just goes to show how toxic, how bad that dressing room must be. In terms of egos, in terms of player power, it must be an absolute circus in there. Because let's call it what it is. You can criticize his management, his in-game, whatever. That's a whole story aside. But from a human point of view, from a personality point of view, they lost a good guy. They lost a really good guy, a promising manager, someone who's proven to, he can manage at the highest level. Bundesliga, Germany, First Division, almost went undefeated with them in the Europa League too. He took them to high levels. So they lost one of the good guys, a young promising manager who wanted to join Real Madrid, guys. That was also a key point. He really wanted this job. He was eyeing it down for years. And for him to lose it in the way he did is sad, guys. It is sad. And it just goes to show where this kind of trajectory of Real Madrid is going, where it's going because of the players that they have. Laporta may have been right, guys. Hey, I'm sitting here with my popcorn. Laporta may have been right. People called him crazy for saying that Madrid signing Mbappe will distort the locker room. Bro, he might have been right. He's had a full season now of evidence of that. And now we're halfway through this season. Has he been proven wrong? I don't think so. But genuinely, I think this is the biggest video example of what I'm trying to say here, guys. And I'm sure you've seen it resurface on all platforms. Basically, Barca won the Super Cup. Xabi Alonso is trying to get the players to essentially line up in the Guard of Honor, which is what they're meant to do when someone wins the Spanish Super Cup. And you can tell Mbappe's calling everyone over. He's like, no, bin the whole Guard of Honor. We don't care. Let's walk out. You can see it in front of your eyes right here. Everyone is listening to Mbappe. No one's listening to Xabi Alonso. The writing's on the wall. Look at what we're seeing in front of our eyes, man. Look at him. He's trying to get the players to come. He's like, bro, come over here. Mbappe's like, nah, bin all that, bro. Look at him calling everyone over here. And it's just sad to see, guys. It's so sad to see because respectively, as much as I like and rate players like Vinny, players like Jude Bellingham, players like Mbappe, all these top players, I think they're quality players. I really do. As a Barca fan, I know it might seem crazy to say, but it is true. They are top players. But respectfully, who the hell do they think they are at the same time? Do I have a right to say that? Who do they think they are? By doing this to someone, a legend of your club, a legend of the game to some people, the legend of Liverpool, who do you think you are disrespecting someone like that? And that's exactly, I think that moment right there was literally the reason Xabi Alonso called it quits. He's like, yeah, I've lost the respect, guys. I'm going to go. I'm going to walk out. And to be honest, this isn't something new. This isn't something new with Real Madrid in terms of their egos. We've seen it, Ronaldo, Ramos, back in the Benitez days. We've seen it more recently with the Solari days too, when they lost to Ajax. I mean, we've seen multiple examples of egos at Real Madrid because that essentially is kind of why they're successful. They are successful because they employ top players, world-class players in every single position. They get the best in the world and put them in one team, the Galacticos. They're known for that. They put the best in the world in one team, the Zidane three-peat, and they just make things work because they have someone, a coach, who just lets them do what they want. Zidane, Ancelotti, the top managers in Madrid history, they let them do what they want, and they just eventually just figure it out. Yes, there might be, some tactics here and there, but there's not a huge tactical display. This is not like Pep's Barcelona, Pep's City, Mourinho's Chelsea. There's no real tactics, in my opinion. This is no like slight to Zidane, to Ancelotti. I think they're top managers. I really do. I'm not trying to diss them or anything. I'm just saying it how it is. You guys have top players in every single position. More often than not, they will figure it out. Their individual brilliance will get you over the line because they are top world-class footballers. So this is nothing against them, like I said. But then again, that was, 10 years ago, right? The three-peat with Zidane, 10 years ago with that squad. What a world-class squad that was. Ronaldo, Bale, Benzema, Cruz, Casemiro, Modric, Ramos, bro, the list goes on. But when you look at that squad and you compare it with this group of Real Madrid players, the Funky Bunch, when you compare it with them, how on earth are they allowed to act like this when they've literally won nothing? How? So when you're comparing the egos of Ronaldo's and the Ramoses, those top-class legends of the game players, and you compare it to the egos of this Real Madrid team, guys, does it not leave a salty taste in your mouth? Why do players like Vinny, Mbappe, Rudiger, all these players, Tchouameni, Bellingham, who allows them to act like this? Who allows them to speak out like this? What have they done in the game for them to act like this? Are they Ronaldo? Are they Bale? Are they Benzema? Are they Modric? Are they Cruz? No. They haven't reached the heights of those players yet. Yes, they have. They're great players. They have high potential, but they are nowhere near that level. Mbappe, yes, he's one of the greatest talents we've ever seen. But guys, the way he's acting, coming into a Real Madrid team and made them significantly worse in terms of achievements, and for him to act like that, for him to basically push out the manager, I don't know what else to tell you guys, man. I don't know what else to tell you. It's sad to see. It's really sad to see if you're a Madrid fan. Like, it's just disrespectful. And I think a lot of this actually has to come down to Perez too, guys. It's not just the players. I'm not going to rant about the players. It's not just them. It's Perez too. Because there are numerous times this season where Perez as well has literally gone against Xabi Alonso's word, has gone against his voice, his choices, by doing exactly what the players want him to do. And that's enforcing player power. It's encouraging it. It's making it even more prominent than it was before. I mean, and look where that's got them. They could even go trophyless again. So seeing that and seeing the type of manager that they actually need, they need someone like Ancelotti. They need someone like Zidane back in the team, because clearly that's the only type of manager that seems to be working for Real Madrid. That archetype of a manager only seems to be working. So tell me why they've employed Arbeloa now. How does that make any sense? As I don't want to disrespect Arbeloa, but you brought him up from Castilla. The same thing that you did with Zidane. But it's not like, Zidane's record at Castilla, from what I remember, I think, was actually pretty good before he joined Real Madrid, the first team. Arbeloa's Castilla, that record isn't great. So what makes you think he's going to come in, establish his presence into the dressing room, magically make Mbappe, Vinny, all these guys listen to him, employ great tactics for them to work out and break out on the pitch and actually impress their fans? What makes you think Arbeloa is actually going to do that? I don't know. It all seems a bit, all over the place at Real Madrid at the moment. They don't really seem to have a clear identity. And I'm not going to lie, ever since Cruz left, I haven't been able to see that identity with them. Yes, Mbappe might score them 50 goals a season. Fine. That's Mbappe numbers. What is he actually winning though? Yes, he's just stat padding. Cool. What is he winning? That's why he came to Real Madrid, right? He didn't come to Real Madrid to score 40, 50 goals a season. He came to win. And what is he winning? I rest my case, man. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I think I've pretty much said everything I need to say about this, whole thing. Madrid fans, let me know what your thoughts are, because you guys must be going absolutely mental right now. Was Arbeloa the right choice? Was letting Xabi go the right decision? I mean, you guys let me know in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, turn your notifications on, and I will see you very soon for another video. Guys, I mean, I really hope tomorrow I don't wake up and I see, Slot get sacked, bro. That would be crazy. Yeah, peace.